Hi, I'm Emily.ai, your host for this channel. Welcome to Monday's lineup, the Power Hour with Mean Gene podcast.
Welcome to the Power Hour with Mean Gene. Do you want to be more productive and achieve your goals? Do you want to find your passion and live with purpose? Do you want to make a profit and enjoy your success? Then you need to listen to the Power Hour with Mean Gene. Welcome to the Power Hour with Mean Gene. He's the host who knows how to motivate and inspire you. He's the host who will share his wisdom and his secrets. He's the host who will challenge you to take action and grow. So tune in to the Power Hour with Mean Gene, the podcast that helps you unleash your full potential. The podcast that helps you overcome your obstacles. The podcast that helps you create the life you want. Welcome to the Power Hour with Mean Gene. Power Hour.
Hello and welcome to the Power Hour with Mean Gene, the podcast that helps you unleash your full potential and achieve your goals. With your host, Mean Gene, and this show focuses on productivity, passion, purpose, and profit. In this episode, we're going to tackle one of the biggest enemies of productivity, procrastination. How many times have you put off something important only to regret it later? How many times have you wasted your time on distractions instead of focusing on your priorities? How many times have you missed an opportunity because you didn't act fast enough? We are going to share with you some tips and tricks that will help you beat procrastination and get things done. The purpose of this podcast is to entertain you, inform you, and create a sense of urgency to take action. So, without further ado, let's get started. Welcome to the Power Hour with Mean Gene.
Hello, my name is Mean Gene, and I'm the host of the Power Hour with Mean Gene. I'm a banker, I'm a businessman, and after college, I really fell in love with the whole music industry. Around the 2000s, I even managed a rap group from New Orleans, Florida, New York, Connecticut. We were all this little super group. And it was pretty cool. I managed them for a while. Then I worked with high school students around the 2010 times. I did a little stint with public speaking. That was a hell of fun. But none of those opportunities really panned out to much success. But I was an entrepreneur, so I never gave up. I ran several online businesses, such as an online marketing agency. Around the COVID times, I even did a little, I guess you would say, remote work at the time. But I never gave up because, the average person would have gave up by then. But I persevered, and I became a master at poetry and spoken word. Now, anything that you decide to do for like a year or two, you get really good at it, but are you dedicated? I was. And then my YouTube channel started doing well. And I was able to use all that history of failure and turn it into something positive. And it took a long time, yes. But my sole goal was to always to help people and have them learn from my mistakes as I learned from my mistakes as well. Late 30s, I still wasn't getting successful, but around the early 40s, something started to happen and people started gravitating towards me. And I started taking advantage of that and learning how to be more productive. So there really is no excuse for anybody out there in their 30s or 40s. You can still do it, my friend. If you want to make your dreams come true, do what I did. I use the power hour. It's just 1 hour set aside. I did it for like a whole year until my dreams came true. And you can do it too, my friend. Hence the name of this particular show, The Power Hour with me and Gene. So every week, I want you to tune into here as I dive into some of the most exclusive content that I can find online. That is all about productivity, purpose, finding a passion, and knocking it out of the park. And sometimes you'll hear me speak in poetry terms, putting it all together. And I hope that's what my content does, because that's been my main goal my entire life. And now I have the opportunity to share that information with you. So if you're looking for a little push, because you don't get it around all the time. And if you get that little push that you need from me, man, I feel like I've done my job. So have no fear. I'm here to help. So the host of my show is Verse and Vibes TV on YouTube. And every weekend we air new episodes of my podcast, The Power Hour with me and Gene. I like this YouTube channel. They have original music, poetry, and art, digital AI technology being used. And they even have a mass poet by the name of Mr. Hours. I just love working with that group of people. I'm happy to team up with them and his team and try to bring up a podcast for you like no other. So I know you're here today for today's special episode, which is called How to Overcome Procrastination. So you know a little bit about my story. And I wanted to put together a couple of tips and tricks that I found very helpful to me in overcoming procrastination. It's a common problem all around the world, right? It can affect your happiness. It can mess up your productivity. It could even like set you back. Procrastination is something that needs to be overcome. We all understand this. And I hope the stories that I tell you and the techniques that I use are helpful to you as well. So don't forget, before I even get deeper into it, the number one piece of advice is the name of the show, The Power Hour with me and Gene. So use your power hour, whatever it is, use it. And it will help you conquer some of your productivity issues and achieve a lot of your goals. I'm able to be a big proponent of setting goals and never giving up. If you re-listen to my story, by doing this, it'll boost your confidence and even your happiness because you're simply getting shit done. Well, we will also talk about how to not let procrastination take over you. Hence the name of the episode, Overcoming Procrastination. We have a lot of main points to go over. I'm gonna try to keep it short. I encourage you to try some of these tips and tricks. I found them to be very helpful to me, and I hope they're very helpful to you as well. I encourage you to actually send some feedback to my channel just by making some comments, sending me DMs, emailing me. But let's get into it. We want to stay with this productivity topic. So next week we're going to also tackle techniques for increasing productivity in your daily life. All right, so we're going to drop those episodes, and you're more than welcome to watch them, see if you get any great ideas out of them, and do your best to overcome procrastination. So let's get into it. All right, I'm your host, Mean Gene, and let's get into these tips and tricks. All right, let's get into the tips and tricks on how to overcome procrastination. I've used these tips and tricks on my own endeavors in my life, and they were very successful. And I hope they're successful for you as well. So again, welcome to the Power Hour with me and Gene. Let's get right into it. My number one recommendation for tips and tricks on how to overcome procrastination is stop making everything seem like one big catastrophe. And the way to do that is by focusing on the end goal What will it look like, feel like, with this task being 100% complete? Get into that mindset of what will it feel like of having this task completed and done. All right, instead of focus on how horrible of a task you have at hand. All right. Now, I do notice that a lot of people don't make realistic goals. They don't break it down into little chunks of getting the project done. That's one of my second recommendations. Break things down into little chunks. And my third recommendation is, while you're doing that, take small breaks. I'm talking about 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 3 minutes, a little walk here, a little deep breath session here. Just up from the task and then get right back into it. All right. And if it takes you less than 5 minutes to take a break, that means you're still focused on the task. That means you're going to get right back into it. You're not going to lose focus. It's just that you need a little mental break and a little physical break. I recommend you try taking 5-minute breaks, especially if you've been working for an hour or two straight. It's a perfect time to go and take a break and come back and be even more refreshed. One of my other recommendations is use time blocking. Be very schedule specific and put times where they need to be for the things that need to be done. Time blocking is probably one of the best ways to end procrastination. Just writing things down yourself that you know you have to do because you're the ones who wrote them down. Also, you want to make sure these time blocks that you have is prioritizing them by making the biggest thing do first. All right. And if there's a big mission that needs to be done and you just can't complete it yourself, you got to go to my next recommendation, and that's to delegate it. Give it to somebody else who has that strength that you might not have. And another way to do that is, if you do that, you're going to create a very conducive work environment as well. Like, you'll be able to have a nice, cool working environment because you're passing along things that need to be done because they're not one of your strengths. But everybody is understanding these items all need to be done. All right. And if you do the most important and hardest task first, even if you end up delegating it, at least it will be into action. It won't be procrastinating, saying, on your behalf. And people love working with people that are go-getters. They delegate properly. They have things organized in their own time blocks. They know what's important. They know when things need to be done. The time blocks, meaning you also know the schedule of when things need to be completed for the next phase. And I guess the last piece of advice I would have today on this quick little session of tips and tricks is be positive. Have positive affirmations for yourself. Say the positive things like, I could do this. I got this. What do I need to make sure this gets done? Well, my friend, whatever it is, get her done. All right. And that's going to help you stop procrastination. I hope you guys had a great little session with me here. This is one of our first episodes. And today we just talked about overcoming procrastination. We'll see you in the next episode on more tips and tricks on how to find your passion, how to pursue it, and even how to increase productivity in your daily lives. All right. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.
And be more productive. Use it to achieve your goals. Use it to find your passion and to live with purpose. Use it to gain true profit in order to enjoy your success. Thanks for tuning in to the Power Hour with Mean Gene. You've been inspired and motivated by Mean Gene. You've gained wisdom and secrets from Mean Gene. Mean Gene.